Tombstone, Arizona Territory, July 13, 1882.
Guess they lit out, huh? Matt? Matt!
What do we do?
We bury him. Get busy with the shovel. I'll stand guard.
Look.
Silver.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
August 22, 1882. The epitaph heralded another fabulous silver strike. For some, it was a moment of rejoicing. For others, the celebration was bitter, due to a trick of fate that had moved in to make it so.
Found this thing, I looked down, buried old Matt, we found this thing, I looked down and I seen it, and I reached out and I done and I grabbed it. It looked like this, my head is these, and we got it, it's a big silver strike, this is thank you. You heard what Pete said about the ass of the office, we got it, baby. I don't know, but...
Carter, I'm going to ask you one more time. I want my father's share of the strike.
What share? Old Matt had no share. The Indians got him before we struck it.
You had an agreement. Now I'm going to get what's mine. You going to give it? Or am I going to take it?
Ollie's right, he deserves it. No,
I told you before, old Matt had no share. Belongs to Billy and me. Nobody's pushing us out.
Yeah.
Get going.
Quick!
That hot head of yours is going to get you in trouble.
Ah, now, hold it!
Come on down to my office. We'll talk it over.
When?
Now.
So you're going to let him get away with this. You're going to let stealing go on right under your nose without doing anything about it, that right?
Carter and Billy are taking anything that belongs to you, they'll go to jail. They claim that death ended the partnership. You got anything to prove that it didn't?
Listen, anybody but those two would honor that partnership.
Is there anything in writing?
I don't know. If there is, I haven't found it.
Well, you show me something in writing and I'll enforce your claim legally. Till then, there's nothing I can do.
All right. But I'll get what belongs to me, and I'll get it without your help.
Ollie. I've never seen him like this before.
Ollie's right, you know.
Sure, he's right. But not legally.
I was speaking about the moral right.
That's what makes it tough. They're both right. One of them legally and one of them morally. I'll go up and talk to Carter and Billy.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Where'd he go?
Maybe I got him.
Drop your guns.
Oh, we didn't know it was you, Sheriff.
Doesn't matter who it was. There's free land around here. Anybody's got a right on it.
Not here. We got a claim. Nobody's got a right here but us. Well, Hollister, what do you want up here?
This is Matt's grave, huh?
Yeah, we dug the mine over there so Matt wouldn't be bothered none. Got to show proper respect for the dead.
You could show more respect by allowing his family in here to tend the grave.
Oh, no. Then they get the idea they come up here any time.
Anything wrong with that?
They want to come here because they think they own a piece of this strike. Well, they don't.
Carter, everybody in Tombstone thinks Ollie and his wife should have Matt's share.
If I caught that Apache arrow, Matt wouldn't be giving any shares to my family. Matt wasn't that kind.
You're wrong, Carter, and you know it. I knew Matt.
You got a warrant to arrest or something?
Nope.
Then get out. You got no right here either.
There's gonna be trouble. You can stop it.
If there's any killing ahead, I'm ready for it.
Just don't step out of line, that's all.
Get to work.
Maybe
what?
Maybe we should give Ollie some. Wouldn't hurt nothing, you know. Just a little bit.
You gotta fight for what you get, Billy. Nobody gives a hang for you and me. You gotta take when the time comes. The time's now.
Yeah, you gotta take. Nobody ever gave me nothing, ever. You gotta take.
You going out?
That's right. Carter's at the Crystal Palace. I'm going there.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, what's mine? Sheriff didn't do anything about it.
But, Ollie, we've been all through this, and you promised...
I didn't make the rules. Carter did. He took, I'm going to take back.
But, Ollie, there must be another way.
Now, don't you go nagging at me, Beth. It's the only thing I can do.
Ollie's gone to the Crystal Palace to force Carter into a fight.
When did he leave?
Just now. None of this would have happened if he'd done the right thing in the first place.
Easy, Mrs. Williams. Nothing else Mr. Hollister could have done and still uphold the law.
Oh, Ollie, we don't want no trouble in here.
Okay.
Don't we go along?
No, keep her here.
This your last chance, Carter.
You ain't safe here, boy. You better go home.
Draw.
3 cards.
Otis, get a doc. Give me some water and a rag.
Give me a gun. I'll kill you, Carter. I'll kill you for this.
I shot him in self-defense, Sheriff.
What's your story, Harry? Was it self-defense?
He's a no-good rat. No better than a claim jumper. But Ollie forced it.
Anybody else got another version?
Ollie. Oh, Ollie. Well, what are you men going to do about this?
Mrs. Williams, I ask you not to interfere.
Now, wait a minute. I'm unarmed.
Hold it.
Give me back my gun, Sheriff.
All right. break it up.
What kind of a lawman have we got here?
Get going.
I'll never make it. They'll follow me.
I suggest you men stay here.
You only think you've had trouble before.
August 23, 1882. Angry miners formed on the streets of Tombstone. They were convinced that one of their group had been wronged.
What's going on?
What's going on where?
What's all the excitement?
Is there excitement?
With her husband desperately wounded, Beth Williams succumbed to the spirit of the mob.
Looks bad, Clay.
Is bad.
Keep more in.
We don't need your protection, Hollister. Just a peaceful meeting. Just talk. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with talk.
Free to make, ain't it?
And free to listen to.
You plan to force your way in here?
Depends.
But when an innocent man like my husband, whom you all know, is shot trying to protect his rights, well, it's time something was done about it. What chance do we have if the sheriff refuses to back us up? How long are we going to stand for it? When will something be done? Ollie and I need your help. Can we count on you?
Mrs. Williams, I'd like a word with you alone.
You can speak freely in front of the men.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know exactly what I'm doing. Ollie's no match for Carter's guns.
So you're getting a mob to back Ollie?
You can put it that way if you like. But if you'd done your job in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
You're beating that tune to death. My job is the law.
Yeah, protecting claim jumpers. How much is he paying you, Hollister? Maybe you're getting match share.
I hate mobs and I hate murder. I've seen enough and I've had enough. I'll shoot anybody that leads a mob to murder.
I've sounded out a few men to act as deputies.
Any luck?
Trying to get deputies for this job's like trying to grab an eel in a bucket of lard. I couldn't get anybody.
What about Stan Hoare and Art Smith?
Wouldn't touch it. They're getting uglier by the minute. Isn't there any way to stop this?
You got any suggestions? I don't know. When respectable people start taking the law into their own hands, I must have messed up somewhere.
Oh, don't blame yourself. What you face would tax the wisdom of Solomon. Why is it the law so often seems to be on the wrong side?
Well, if they just give the law a chance, it'd catch up. Can't stop a mob with just a shotgun. There's got to be a way. And I got to find it.
With all the land around here, it's too bad a man can't find a piece of ground to rest in without everybody fighting over it.
What did you say?
I said it's too bad a man can't find a piece of ground to rest in without everybody fighting over it.
Open up, Chambers. Open up.
There may be a law.
It's a race against time.
Chambers, open up.
Well, it's something new for you, up with the roosters.
Well, I'm a newspaper man, Clay. I can't sleep with my town about to blow up under me without trying to do something about it.
Did you?
Beth is the fuse. I thought if I could talk some sense into her, things might simmer down.
Did you talk sense?
Well, I thought I did, but she wouldn't listen. She just came back from a circuit of the diggings. She's been stirring up every miner within 10 miles of Tombstone. We've got to find some way to stop her.
Well, I think Chambers and I did.
You found something after I left last night?
2 o'clock this morning. We came up with a territorial law that states that any open ground on which a man is buried belongs to him for 20 feet in all directions.
Good for you.
And I got a court order evicting Carter.
Do you think she'll listen?
Only a fool wouldn't. I hope she's not a fool.
Where are you going?
See Ollie.
Is this the time to be seeing a sick man? Shouldn't you try to stop this mob?
That's why I'm going to see Ollie. You got her.
Ollie.
What's he trying to do, join your mob?
Yes.
Why didn't you keep him in bed?
I tried, but
You tried. You tried like you tried to stop that bunch in the street outside?
I didn't try to stop them then, and I won't try now.
Mrs. Williams, you're supposed to be a responsible citizen.
Just a minute. Who are you to talk about responsible citizens? At least I'm trying to protect my husband.
Well, that's what your protection's gotten you.
And what has your high office gotten?
I've got a court order to evict Carter and Billy.
I don't believe it.
I dug up an Arizona law that states that a grave and 20 square feet around it belong to the heirs of anyone buried there.
Well, what good will that do?
You go out and tell that mob that I'm going to run Carter off.
Carter will laugh at your court order, and it'll take a mob to run him off.
You won't even try.
No.
Mrs. Williams, can't you see I'm trying to help you?
All I can see is the help you're giving those thieves.
You're being a fool. There's going to be trouble, and only you can stop it. And if you don't, men will get killed.
You think they'll be coming pretty soon?
How do I know?
Think you and me can handle a whole bunch of them?
We get enough of them, the rest will run like rats. We'll keep working.
You know very well where we're going, Mr. Clyburn.
We're going to see justice done.
Justice never came from taking the law into your own hands. Wait. Clay Hollister rode out to the mine. He's your lawman. Let him handle this.
He's been handling it, and that's why my husband was nearly killed.
And we're going to get Carter.
Now listen to me. Every one of you listen. If Carter is killed, every one of this mob, every single one of you is guilty of murder. Premeditated mob murder. What you don't know is that the sheriff now has a legal right to get Ollie's claim for it.
Carter will never give in.
I'd at least give the sheriff time to try it his way. Give him time. That's the least you can do.
All right.
What do you want? What's that?
An eviction order.
What's that mean?
Means that the grave and 20 feet around it belong to the heirs of Matt Williams. That's the law. You'll have to get out.
It's a trick.
It's no trick, Carter. I'm trying to do you a favor. There's a mob on its way out here to get you.
Oh, why don't you stop them then?
I will. As soon as you leave.
You mean they're going to take everything?
You'll get your share. Just move out before I have to bury you next to Matt.
After 15 years? Fighting desert, 100 Indians. After making my strike. No! I'm going to keep it all!
You try to do a job and you end up taking a life.
Time's up, Mr. Clyburn. And so's Carter's. Let's go.
Wait, this is wrong.
Well, you wanted blood, didn't you? You got it. What's the matter? Why so quiet? You'll do anything for silver, won't you? You'll get your share, Mrs. Williams. Billy will get his. If he's got any family, they'll get theirs.
Clyburn. Hello, Clay. Well, I guess I'll run this notice in the paper again.
Oh, no answer from Carter's heirs yet, huh?
Nope. And we've given him every chance to come forward and claim his share of the strike. Either Carter has no heirs, or they're too ashamed to come forward and admit it.
Mr. Clyburn?
Well, hello, Charlie.
Clay saw Ollie and Beth up with their claim today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's trying to get up to courage and wanted to know.
What did she want to know, Charlie?
Well, if it would be all right if she came in to apologize.
In time, when I forget there was a needless killing.
I wonder if she's to blame. Whether it's silver or gold or anything that smells like money. There's always a scent of death about it in Tombstone.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, December 9, 1882.
All right, throw him down.
What's going on here? Get down, preacher. Put your hands up and turn around.
All right, throw down the box. Open it up, Zeb. See what else they're carrying.
Nothing worth anything, just a case of Bibles.
I'll show you how worthwhile a Bible is.
You asking to be killed?
Hold it. We came after money, not preachers.
You and me got a date real soon.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
The afternoon of December 9, 1882. The stage holdup was reported to Clay Hollister, sheriff of Tombstone.
Come in.
Afternoon, Reverend Tuttle.
Hello, Clay.
It's the load of Bibles you brought in on the stage?
Yes, that's right.
I understand both you and them almost didn't make it.
Oh, I wasn't worried.
Well, you should have been. According to what that stage driver tells me, that fella you sent spinning came close to killing you.
I got angry.
Well, Reverend Tuttle, you haven't been in Tombstone very long, so you got a lot to learn. When there's a 6-gun leveled at you, that's not the time to get angry. People like you. They'd rather see you in church than up on Boot Hill.
Amen to that.
Tell me, do you recognize any of the men that held up the stage?
Well, they wore masks.
Well, supposing you'd run into them again, would you know them?
I might, Clay. Come in, Mr. Claiborne.
Hello, Reverend. Clay?
Yes?
Talk to the stagecoach boys. They lost an awful lot of money.
Yeah, too much. I shouldn't send through a whole month's shipment at one time.
I thought you'd like to know. Big Jim Sten's in town.
Do you know Jim Sten?
Sten? He hasn't been to church, has he?
He wouldn't be caught dead in church. Runs a gambling casino up in Contention. Runs the rest of the town, too.
Would you like to meet him?
For what reason?
From what the driver says, it may have been Sten and his boys that robbed the stage. Where can I find him, Harris?
I saw him walk past the Epitaph, toward the Crystal Palace.
All right, I'll see you later. Reverend? I guess that animal doesn't know he's breaking the law.
No need to draw, Sheriff.
Just keep your hand away from your gun, Jim.
Well, my horse. Glad it was you and not some horse thief.
We have a city ordinance against horses on the sidewalk.
Haven't heard about that in contention.
You recognize this man?
Is this Mr. Sten?
That's right, Reverend. Jim Sten. How could the preacher recognize me? Haven't been in Tombstone in weeks. No preacher's been in contention for years.
Is this one of the hold-up men?
One of them, the boss, had the same voice, same build.
Where were you this morning, Jim?
In contention, my establishment.
Anybody can verify that?
Sure, you know how popular it is.
Well, Reverend?
He could be one of the men who held up the stage, yes.
Oh?
Well, in a court of law, could be isn't strong enough. You've got to be sure beyond a reasonable doubt.
How can I be? The masks. Mr. Sten, would you swear on the Bible that you weren't there?
Haven't been near a Bible since I was a kid.
During the hold-up, somebody called out the name of your hired gun, Zeb.
More than one Zeb.
Where was he this morning?
I'm not my brother's keeper. Isn't that what you'd say, Reverend?
It's what Cain said. It's not what I would say.
Mm-hmm. Am I under arrest?
Haven't decided yet. I want the stage driver to have a good look at you.
Are you joking, Hollister? You can't build a case around the identification of a masked man. They'd laugh you out of court.
Clear out of town. I'll know where to find you.
Sure. Reverend, that's my Bible.
Sheriff, how far is this town of contention?
A couple hours ride.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Well, good morning, Reverend.
They told me in the office I'd find you here. I'd like to put a notice in the epitaph.
Why, sure. What is it?
Reverend Weeks will be conducting services in the Tombstone Church this Sunday. I'll be preaching elsewhere.
Where's elsewhere?
Contention.
Contention? Well, what for?
I learned those men up there haven't observed the Sabbath in years.
Well, in a little while longer isn't gonna hurt him any. Look, Rev, take my advice and stay out of contention. You'd be safer preaching to a pack of rattlesnakes.
Clay's right, Reverend. That's no place for you.
Gentlemen, I'm not concerned with my safety.
What's the matter? Isn't there enough work to be done right here in Tombstone?
Sheriff, I wouldn't think of telling you how to do your job.
And part of my job is keeping people from getting their heads blown off.
I have to go where I think I'm needed most. Good day, gentlemen.
Sunday morning, December 13, 1882. Reverend Malcolm Tuttle was the first preacher to enter contention, Arizona Territory.
Good morning. What's the matter? You lost your road, mister?
No, I don't think so. Where can I find Jim Sten?
That's his place over there.
Thank you. Gentlemen, is this a fit activity for Sunday morning? Gambling is bad enough, but I'd like to crack your heads together for doing it on the Sabbath.
Preacher, do you want to die?
No more than you do. But I'm going to teach what I believe in. There's something better in this world than 4 races.
There sure is.
And I'm not talking about a straight flush. If you show some respect to religion, have some for yourself.
Where are you going?
When he gets through, I'll be back.
Same here. You got a grudge against me?
Grudge?
Accusing me of robbing a stage and breaking up my poker game?
I've got other feelings about you, Mr. Sten. But no grudge.
Preacher, I've had enough of you.
I'm just starting.
You're all finished. You know, I've never killed a preacher before, and I'm beginning to wonder what it's going to feel like.
You better get out. And stay out.
I'll be back. There's going to be a church in this town. Service is next week on Sunday, 11 o'clock.
Let me kill him.
What for?
Because I'd sleep better at night if he were dead.
I wouldn't.
Why?
A lot of people could get mad if you killed a reverend.
A reverend? Who cares what he is?
Shut up.
You know, he knows that it was us that robbed the stage.
You can't prove it.
Not today. But maybe tomorrow we can. We made a lot of loot off that stage. I want to live to spend it. And that church business, Jim, you let a preacher in town, and pretty soon you got the law and order boys, and they're digging. And you and me can end up in Yuma prison.
You worry too much.
Even hang. Look, let me gun him real quick. The others will stay out of town.
You do any killing without my orders, you'll answer to me. If that preacher gets in my way, I'll take care of him.
Hope you don't mind my printing that.
No, truth, the truth.
Did Tuttle tell you what went on up in contention?
No, I got an idea he's been ducking me.
Well, from all I hear, he must have done some powerful talking. And Big Jim Sten still hasn't got his poker operation back to
In
normal.
other words, if he should run for mayor, he just might not win.
The word's around that if he goes back, Sten and his gun Zeb will kill him.
Oh, well, he's not going back, is he? I'm beginning to think there's something funny about the Reverend Tuttle.
Maybe we just don't understand religion.
It's people. Maybe there's something between him and Sten.
Or like what?
I'm going to find out.
Clay Hollister rode to contention. It appeared Reverend Tuttle had some special reason for risking his life. It was the sheriff's job to protect lives, and that included preachers.
Dealer takes 2.
Bet 5.
10 better.
Call.
Aces.
Had 3 kings.
Hardly worth it. Go buy yourself something.
I understand you've been making some hard threats against the Reverend.
You're out of your territory, Sheriff. 5-count stunt.
Whole county's my territory, and the Reverend's getting to be a pretty good friend. You do anything to harm him, you'll answer to me.
You keep that meddling missionary out of my way.
Meddling missionary.
He seems to have some special reason for wanting to come up here. You got any idea what it is?
He wants to wreck my business.
Why do you think it's special, Mr. Law?
I'll ask the questions.
Well, ask him some other time. I'm trying to run a game, and it's getting harder to do.
Yeah, this place should be full. Can't even build up a pot.
Well, maybe it isn't the Reverend's fault that business has fallen off. Could be other things. Like, for instance, the dealer pulling cards off the bottom of the deck.
You calling me a cheat?
I'm just suggesting these boys watch you a little more closely.
Zeb, put it away.
I sure don't like being drawn on.
And keep out of contention.
I'll go where I want to, when I want to. When I'm ready, I'll come back here.
Well, it looks like I'll have to kill him, too.
December 20, 1882. Sunday morning in Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Morning, Reverend.
Who? Morning, Clay.
You wouldn't by any chance be headed for contention, would you?
You've got no right to stop me, Sheriff.
Look, I don't want to stop you. I just want you to wait for a couple of weeks. You're risking your life going up there now.
I promised services for this morning. If I don't show up, how are the people going to respect the contention church?
What contention church?
I'm making one. I put this together myself last night while writing the sermon.
Well, I'm impressed, but I ought to lock you up for your own good.
Think that'll help law and order? Sheriff and the preacher feuding?
All right. If I can't stop you, I'll ride along with you.
It'd be a pleasure to have a church go with me, Sheriff.
If I'm going to church, I got to be prepared.
The church is a place for peace.
Aim to keep it that way.
It's been a long night. 2 pair. Aces high.
Beats me.
I'm broke.
Yeah, I won a couple of times. Small pots, though.
Look, it's Sunday morning, the place should be packed full. Jim, do you think the preacher's gonna really show up here like he said he would?
You sound like you're hoping.
I am. Ooh, I wish he'd walk in that door right now.
Zeb, take this in the back room. Empty it in the safe and fix up the account books.
I never do that till the afternoon.
Do it now.
Zeb's the top gun. Why don't you let him have his way? Let him shoot up the preacher.
Play cards.
You getting old, Jim? Killing beginning to bother you?
I'll show you.
Then it's not just killing. It's preacher killing. Jim Sten's getting religion.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting religion.
11 o'clock, December 20, 1882. A day contention would long remember.
Well, there it is. All we have to do now is get ready.
Couldn't have got yourself much closer to Sten's place. You put up your cross, I'll keep watch.
Well, we've got a church. Now all we have to do is get it open. Let's take a look, fellas. Time for services. Come in. Come in, please. The sheriff is here for services, just like you are.
Yeah, only I'm used to people not wearing their hats in church.
Not me, mister.
In one way, my visit here has been a failure. In other ways, it has been a success. Let us start with a hymn, please. Rock of ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee.
Queens. Aces. Did you get it done?
Not much to it this week.
Sit down.
Jim, it's the preacher.
I'll take care of him.
When?
When I'm ready.
What's wrong with you, Stan? You're stalling.
Forget about the preacher.
Tough gun. You're a real tough guy.
Don't push me.
The preacher calls Sten's bluff. First thing you know, this will be a law and order
He
town.
called Stan's bluff. He didn't call mine.
You talk big.
I'll gun that preacher down.
What about Sten?
And if he gets in my way, I'll have to take care of him, too.
The sheriff's down there with the preacher.
That doesn't change a thing.
Where's Zeb?
I really think he's going to kill that preacher.
Stop!
Drop it, Zeb. You. Keep an eye on him. Is he bad?
He hasn't got long. How did it happen, Clay?
It looks like Zeb was trying to gun you down. Jim must have tried to stop him.
So Jim Sten got his, fighting for a preacher. He was a big winner. Up until now.
You all right?
Jim, you shouldn't have done it.
Don't lose any sleep about it. I'm glad it's this way. Money I stole it. In a saloon.
You knew him before, didn't you?
Yes.
How?
Church. Take me in the church.
Go ahead, Reverend. I can wait for my answers. He can't.
I guess I came too late to help him.
A lot of others that you can help, Reverend.
Yes, I know. But I was praying I could do something for him.
You sure did go to a lot of trouble.
He's my brother.
Your brother?
I heard he was out this way. I didn't know he was using the name Sten until I saw him.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
I wanted to help him first. Perhaps change him.
You did.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The night of May 28, 1886.
How about that, Sally? Well, everybody's having fun with Big Bill. Saturday night, why don't you celebrate?
Celebrate what?
Silver mine I'm going to find for you, maybe. That's what.
Should I hold my breath?
Herman. Herman! We'll pick up a little glass, Herman. And hold. Well, now, Sheriff, you got in my way.
You better call tonight, Bill, before somebody gets hurt.
You want to hold a glass, Sheriff? 1, 2.
Oh, now. Show me how you want it held.
All right.
I'm sorry I had to clip him, Sally.
Why bother to tell me about it? I don't care what happens to him.
Jack, take care of him.
No, keep away. I'll take care of him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
May 29, 1886.
Sally.
Excuse me, Doctor. Well?
Sally, you're not still mad about what happened in there.
It won't work, Bill. I've heard all your promises.
I got a regular job now, Sally, working for the water pipe company, saving for stake. I can't miss this time. There's silver all around us. You wait and see. I'm going to hit pay dirt.
You hit pay dirt? You won't hit peanuts. And even if you get the chance, you'll go into the Tivoli and blow it.
Sally, listen to me.
You listen to me. I'm going to leave here someday. And when I do, it's not going to be with any moth-eaten prospector who's all mind talk and no mind. I'm going to be respectable. I'm going to have a sparkler on this finger that'll blind you in the sun. I'm going to have furs all over me. Now you go back to digging your ditches and leave me alone.
Now, look, you kids move back. You're going to get hurt here.
Aw, Bill.
Hello, Jerry. Emily.
We're not hurting anything, Mr. Hollister. We're just watching.
Yeah, well, you better go watch from over there.
Can we play around the old Marla house, please, can we?
Sure, I guess so nobody else is using it. To keep you off the streets.
Thanks, Mr. Hollister. Thanks. I'll be the mother, and you can be the husband coming home from work. I'm not going to be the husband. I'm going to be the sheriff.
How you doing, Bill?
Fine.
What do you got, a broken water pipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver.
Sally,
What are you doing here? Lose your job?
I just hit a silver vein rich as they come.
What, again?
This'll go 8,000 to the ton if it goes a dime.
Where'd you find it this time?
Right out where I was fixing that pipe, right in the middle of Allen Street.
Middle of Allen Street. What?
Look, that city property, I can't file a claim on it, right?
Right.
The Marlowe house is right next to where I was digging. You can buy it for $1,600.
1,600. So,
Sally, you told me once you had a little nest egg put by.
Bill, if you don't get out of here and quit wasting my time, I'll throw you out.
You said you had $2,000. Sally, this can mean $500,000 to us, maybe better.
Bill.
Look, the house is only 40 feet away from where I was digging. Now, if you owned it, I could tunnel under the street. Nobody'd ever know the difference.
The silver, we'd have to sell it in some other town.
Tucson, that's easy.
What's in it for me?
20 cents on every dollar I take out.
Make it 50.
Okay, baby. I'm not going to argue the split with you. I'm going to ask you to marry me. First 5,000 I take out of that mine.
I want 10.
Okay. What's the matter, baby?
The pipe repair job you were working on. Won't one of the other workers discover the silver ore?
I covered it all up. I'll fix it tonight.
Well, let's have a drink, partner.
Okay, partner. Hi, Sheriff. Have a drink?
No, thanks, Bill.
You particular who you drink with?
I just have to finish my rounds.
You know, Hollister, I'm going to hit it big out here one day. I'm going to have money coming out of every pocket. I'm going to own half a Tombstone.
Don't pay any attention to him, Sheriff. You know, some of them start drinking early. Start running off at the mouth. Now, why don't you be a very nice boy and say goodbye to the sheriff before you get into trouble again? See? Why don't you make me a deputy?
I could do worse.
You better forget you're mad with Hollister and hold your tongue or the deal's off.
You're kidding.
Try me.
Okay, Sally. I'll go back to work.
Well, that's better.
June 14, 1886. The unique mining operation began with Sally's purchase of the old Marlowe place as a home. The lumber for shoring the shaft and tunnel was brought in as new flooring ordered by Miss Sally Wilson for repairs on the old house. Life on Allen Street went on as usual, nobody dreaming that inside the house a shaft would soon extend down to a depth of 10 feet. And that from the bottom of the shaft, a tunnel would extend over 40 feet to a point beneath the street where Big Bill had made his discovery. There was another problem. The dirt had to be carted away secretly. August 10, 1886. The silver deposit was reached.
Sally! Sally! You know, it's a funny thing. These things were filled with dirt. They weighed a ton. Now they got silver in them. They're light as feathers. You didn't tell anybody they could come?
Of course not. Who is it?
Me, Sally, Clay. Want to talk to you a minute.
Well, just a minute, Clay. I'll be right with you. A lady has to make herself presentable, Clay.
May I come in?
Sure. I haven't fixed the place up yet, but I have some good ideas.
Oh, it should be real nice. Things seem to be going better for you and Bill.
Hmm.
I want to talk to you about him.
About Bill?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's Jimmy Reach.
You mean the little boy that Barbara's daughter plays with?
He was playing around the house here the other day, and Bill ran him off.
Oh.
He slapped him.
Oh, no.
Jimmy's father's got a terrible temper, and so has Bill.
Yeah, I know that.
I wouldn't want to see him try to shoot it out. I thought it'd be better if I talked to you about it rather than Bill.
Glad that you did. He gets pretty riled up, even when your name is mentioned.
I guess I got that kind of personality. Well, thanks for the help, Sally.
Thank you, Clay.
You were standing right over it, honey. We're getting lucky all the way around.
Why'd you slap Jimmy?
Well, he was getting near our diggings.
So Hollister shows up. These are big stakes. Don't be a fool and give them away, Bill. Now get back to work.
The morning of September 2, Big Bill took out enough silver to make a down payment on an important purchase.
Before very long, I'm going to buy you one of those for every one of your fingers. We're going to have everything we ever wanted, honey. We're really going to live.
We.
Mr. and Mrs. William Hartley.
Emily? Emily? Emily! Get off there! Emily!
It's a tunnel.
Let's get the sheriff.
Emily, my baby, my baby.
Barbara, let me get a look. Sally, take care of it.
Come on, honey, everything's gonna be all right. It's all my fault. I should have watched her closer. That's a mother's job. Come on, Barbara. Come on.
Emily. Get Doc Cunningham. You, get a hoist and some ropes. Move. Now, everybody get back.
Is she dead?
They don't know. The tunnel. Is that the reason the street caved in?
I let her run wild. You have to watch your little girl. Anything can happen.
Barbara,
Now listen to me. She needs you now more than she's ever needed you in her entire life. I want you to talk to her quietly. Her mother's voice could be very important to her.
What shall I say?
Anything. Just be gentle. Let her know you're here.
Emily? Emily, darling, it's Mother. I'm not going to work tonight, Emily. I'll stay home and tuck you in.
Don't stop.
Emily, I'll read a story to you. I'll read you a story, Emily.
Mommy.
Emily. She's alive. My baby's alive.
Is Big Bill Hartley here? Bill, come here.
What does he want? What do you want, Hollister?
I need your help.
Why me?
You did the repair work here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Now, how's the ground?
It's tricky.
Are we on a natural fall, or can I dig down on the side and tunnel across to her?
You're gonna risk a cave-in any time you put a shovel in the ground around here. Liable to bring that whole thing down on her. Barbara, back from that edge.
You didn't have to go down that far for the water line, did you?
Of course not.
And why's the hole so deep?
Well, how do I know? Could be a natural fault, an old well, a spring. Could be anything.
You got any ideas about getting her out?
A rope around her waist might work.
Not if she's pinned.
Yeah, well, maybe she isn't. Too tricky to get down there. We'll get a loop.
Bill, we going to have to tell about the tunnel?
No, we'll get the kid out.
Are you sure?
Now, don't get mixed up, Sally. What we got is ours. They find that silver mine, we got nothing. We'll get the kid out.
Big Bill Hartley and Sally kept their secret about the tunnel from the old Marlowe house to the mine, through which the girl could have been reached.
Remember, if she's caught too tight, you don't dare pull.
Yeah, I know.
Gently, gently now. Easy.
Mommy, the rope hurts.
Stop pulling. You can't get her out that way. You've got to think of something else.
I'll have to go down after her.
Now, wait a minute. You're no miner. You'd have that whole thing on top of her. I'll go alone.
All right.
Keep your feet away from the rocks, Bill.
Send me down a shovel. You're gonna be all right, honey.
There it comes.
How's it going, Bill?
Slow.
You want me to spell you?
No. No. I'll stay down here alone. Don't worry, honey. We're gonna get you out.
The operation was difficult. Each act of digging risked a landslide, which could bring certain death to the digger as well as to the child below. The night of September 2, 1886.
Soon, lad. Here we go, dear. Carol, stand right there. Put this down over your shoulders, honey. That's it. Now you sit in that bottom one, sweetheart. Put this under your arms, all right? Come on, dear. Sheriff! Hi. We got her. Billy, take her arm out of there. Okay. All right.
That night, 8 hours after the start of the operation, the child had been freed.
Easy. Easy.
Mommy.
My baby's alive.
Take hours to clear.
Hours will be too late. We've got to get him out soon.
I can't work fast, Doc. The whole street may cave in on top of him.
Bill, don't give up, Bill. It means too much to us now.
I've given up, Sally. Tell him.
It means too much to us now.
Tell us what, Sally?
Nothing, Clay. He's delirious.
I had just returned from a business trip in Prescott, found Tombstone in a turmoil.
How's it going, Bill? Can't feel anything, Sheriff.
Hold on, Bill. Everything will be all right.
We'll get you out. It's too late. Why'd you come the way you did? What are you talking about? Didn't Sally tell you? Tell me what? This is a tunnel between our house and the mine.
You mean that you tried to mine this? Bill, don't you know that this...
Anything I can do?
No, thanks, Harris. We'll get him out now to bury him. They had a mine.
They were mining here? This is just an isolated pocket. Wachuca Water Company found it when they laid the pipe 4 years ago. Rich ore, no vein. Wasn't even worth digging up the street.
Sally, there's a man dead and you could have saved him. We're going to have a long talk.
I'll be around. time.
Silver. Looks like dirt.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, June 5, 1883. Merchant pack trains from Mexico were being attacked repeatedly after crossing the border. According to information received through unofficial channels, another pack train would be hijacked in the vicinity of Skeleton Canyon. This could lead to an international incident. It was Sheriff Clay Hollister's job to prevent it.
See if you can pick up that trail. I'll try to catch up with you.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
We rode back as soon as we heard the shot. Are you all right?
Yeah, almost missed me.
Well, that was close.
Enough to knock me out for a minute. You see who did it?
No, but one of the Mexicans is missing.
Yeah. One of the horses, too. What about the bushwhackers?
Headed for Galeyville.
Yeah, that figures.
You think it's Curly Bill and his boys?
I don't know. We take the bodies on back to town.
What do you aim to do?
See if I can find that Mexican, have him identify the hijackers.
Well, I never knew you to take such an interest in civic affairs, Curly Bill.
Why, I tell you, it ain't fair, Mr. Clyburn. Especially since Galeyville folks are paying taxes, same as them here in Tombstone.
And you say the people in Galeyville think they're not getting a fair shake for their tax money.
That's right. Tombstone gets sidewalks, street lamps, running water. And what do us in Galeyville get? Nothing but tax receipts. Now, that ain't fair.
And so you want me to write an editorial about it?
Yep.
Well, you've got a point. I think you're also entitled to law enforcement. You didn't even mention that.
Well, now we ain't hoggish, Mr. Clyburn. Just one thing at a time, huh?
Well, I'll give your proposal serious consideration, Brocious.
Thanks.
Now, I wonder what he really did want.
Come here. What's on your mind, Hollister? I want to talk to you.
Where you been for the last, say, 3 hours?
Oh, right here in Tombstone, minding my own business. Why?
Prove it.
Well, as a matter of fact, I spend most of the time with your writing friend inside. Him and me have been discussing civic matters. Ask him.
I will. After a while.
Un momento, senor. I beg your pardon. What's on your mind? That man on the left.
That's Clay Hollister, the sheriff.
And the other one, the fat one. Is he also a lawman?
Curly Bill Brocious, a lawman?
No.
Curly Bill is one of the roughest galoots in these parts. He makes his own laws.
But they seem so friendly.
Curly Bill, a lawman.
Mexican nationals dead. Boy, there are going to be repercussions from Washington, Mexico City unless I do something fast.
Well, the answer probably lies with one man. That Mexican who took the shot at you.
It could be 2 men. The other one's Curly Bill Brocious.
Well, he was here with me this morning. He has an alibi.
Mm-hmm. So I heard from Curly Bill Brocious. And I was too pat to suit me. He knows something. And that hijacker's trail led toward Galeyville.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Outlaws from all over the territory congregate in Galeyville.
And Curly Bill rules the roost.
Not entirely. Red Slade's gang is becoming plenty strong in Galeyville. Strong enough, in fact, that even Cass, Curly Bill's top man, is thrown in with Slade.
Well, whoever did it, I got 4 good reasons for wanting to find him.
4 reasons?
Count 'em.
Well, if it ain't old Curly Bill himself. Step right up here and have a drink with your pals. We're celebrating.
I'm second.
Shame, ain't it, boys? Curly getting old and rheumatic. Can't stand at the bar no more.
Is this the way you feel, Cass? You like being with a back shooter?
You gotta keep up with the times, Curly. Like us. We don't waste time or bullets. We just collect fast. But you're slowing up.
I ain't slow when I pull a gun.
We don't want no trouble now, boys. Thought you could take a little joke, Curly.
I can when a man makes one. Hold it!
Outside. Now, what's this all about?
Search me. Me and the boys were just celebrating a bit when Curly walks in and chooses me. Guess he's getting his second childhood. Set him up again.
Now, just what was it you were celebrating?
Now, ain't that funny? I done clean forgot.
I guess I'll have to ask somebody else.
Like who?
Well, let's put it this way. When a killer shoots a man in the back, you ought to be sure of one thing.
Like what?
That the man's dead.
Nightly. See you in the morning.
The night of June 8. The past 3 days had not been particularly auspicious ones for Hollister. The pack train bushwhackers were still at large, and the missing Mexican, his only material witness, had apparently vanished into thin air.
You're the man that's been looking for me, huh?
Sí, señor. I am Don Jacinto Orozco, a sus órdenes. The man you tried to kill.
Oh, now, hold on a minute. I'm the law. I've been looking for you to identify the murderer.
You are the murderer. And you will pay for it. The whip was a good idea. Makes little sound. Yet it can kill so easily.
All right. On your feet.
Por favor, señor. Make the first bullet count.
Except for the roistering bunch in the Crystal Palace, an ominous quiet had settled down upon Tombstone as two determined men faced it out in a room of the Exchange Hotel. Both Clay Hollister and Don Jacinto were playing a desperate game.
What's the matter, Sheriff? You want to shoot people in the back?
I can see you need some straightening out.
You know very well I'm the only witness to the ambush on my train. I saw you with my own eyes, robbing the dead.
You saw me checking the bodies for identification papers. I want the murderers as much as you do. Drop into my office in the morning. We got a few details to discuss.
I'm free to go?
You made a natural mistake. I won't hold it against you.
Very well, amigo. In the morning.
Clay Hollister now strongly suspected that the Mexican coin taken from Slade was a link to the pack train ambush. The morning of June 9, 4 heavily armed riders came into Tombstone. They had the look of men who had once served with the Rurales, a truly great police force. More than anything else, they looked like trouble.
Oh, actually, we have no witnesses. No positive identification. But you have a good idea, don't you? Ideas aren't evidence.
I do challenge you. You know who killed and robbed us, but you refuse to arrest them?
Even if I were sure, a warrant couldn't be issued until I have positive proof. You're sick.
Senor Hollister, if a mountain lion attacks my cat, I will
sticking to me like glue. Even camp outside my hotel at night. Probably want them under my bed.
Making you a mite edgy, aren't they, Clay?
You bet they are. Sitting on an international powder keg. I've got to talk to Curly Bill or Slade, but if I go out there, they'll follow me. And they'll gun down anybody I talk to.
Well, that could start fireworks. Have a border war on our hands.
Yeah, and the only way I can stop it is by staying here. I'm practically a prisoner in my own jail.
How's the bread and water?
Slade around? He was doing some target practice a while ago. It seems he has troubles even shooting a man in the back.
You're on the prod against Slade just because I'm riding with him. I like siding with you, Bill, but, well, you just sort of sit around too much.
You live longer that way.
I heard you told a couple of boys there's another pack train coming through today.
Yeah, it's a rich one, they say. Does Slade know about it, Cass?
He's one told me.
Well, he'd better steer clear of that pack train. It'll be well guarded. No chance to take it at all. Unless some back-shooting outfit takes on the job. Slade's inside. Cass.
Yeah?
I still sort of like you, even if you have took up with Slade.
So?
You better not push your luck too far.
We got trouble, Clay.
Where?
Skeleton Canyon again. There's talk of another pack train coming.
Where'd you hear that?
All I know is Curly Bill's sitting out at Galeyville laughing at you. Says while these Mexican gunmen got you pinned down in your own office, hijackers are going to hit the pack train.
Well, that does it. I can't ride out Don Jacinto any longer. I got to get out to Galeyville now. I can't let them follow me. Lee, put on my jacket and ride out of here fast. Maybe they'll follow you.
Right.
You and your men stay out of this.
Now it's your move, Senor Hollister.
Curly Bill.
Well, hello, Hollister. I've been waiting for you. Come on and sit down.
Come out. Come out or we'll blow you out. Either way, we'll kill you. Face to face or from the back, just like you murdered my people.
Detengan el fuego. There's only one man here, and he wasn't in on the job.
That badge of yours has no protection anymore, senor. We wanted the killers, and we're going to have them.
I told you the men you want aren't here.
You, search the place. Shoot anything that moves.
You're wasting your time. And mine.
We'll just make sure of that, senor.
Well, they won't bother us for a while. You feel like talking?
Maybe. Maybe not.
What are you doing here all alone?
Waiting for you. Bad news travels fast.
Yeah, what about this news about a pack train coming through today?
Why ask me?
Well, I got a hunch you're the one that started that rumor.
Look, Hollister, I ain't got nothing against you personal. You do your job good. One thing, you don't plug nobody in the back.
But somebody you know is a back shooter, is that it?
I ain't exactly no petunia the way I do things. But even I gotta draw the line somewheres. There ain't no pack train coming through today. But Slade thinks there is.
He's just out there waiting to get trapped.
Just remember, you said it.
Thanks.
What for? Sheriff!
Monte.
Well, now maybe you believe me.
This is Brocious. Is he the same outlaw I saw you talking with before?
Outlaw?
He had nothing to do with it. Take my word.
And the gang of outlaws?
I'll take care of them. You take your men back to Mexico. Lee?
Si, senor. We travel south. The same as you.
Clay Hollister and his deputy made a hard and fast ride to Skeleton Canyon, where Red Slade's gang waited to ambush another pack train.
Slade! You and your men, throw down your guns!
Thought I told you to go back to Mexico.
This is on the way to Mexico. And besides, I want to help you.
All right, you and your men are deputized.
Dispersense!
Bill? Huh? What about you?
Oh, no, not this time. Guardia! I tried to tell you, Cass. You see, you pushed your luck too far.
All right. Drop your gun belts.
Now I go to Mexico, senor.
Adios, amigo.
Adios. Good man to have side in you.
I wonder where Curly Bill's headed so fast.
Well, that wise old coot.
What are you talking about?
There's a big herd coming down from the north, heading for Fort Huachuca.
And Curly Bill's headed north.
And so am I. Take the prisoners in. And just remember one thing. Don't even start to trust an outlaw.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, May 10, 1885. The trial of Winnie Joe was in its last day. All that was lacking was the verdict.
Never took me this long to tell a man I was grudging against him.
I like to think the jury's on your side, Winnie Joe.
I'm a wolfer. I never knew a man who killed wolves for a living that wasn't grudging against him. Frank, look there. Them Beaumont brothers. Him's the one. He fixed this whole thing up against me.
Can you prove it?
I know it. I know it now. Ain't that enough?
I'm afraid not.
Look at him. Look at him. They want me to be convicted. Them and everybody else.
Winnie Joe, you're getting your trial.
Yeah, that's because you offered to be my lawyer.
I bet he knows.
Nobody listens to what he knows.
His lawyer listens.
Yeah, I reckon he does.
Oh, then he must know, too. Winnie Joe must have told him.
A losing lawyer and a convicted man. Who's going to listen to them?
Yeah, but suppose. Just suppose he isn't convicted.
Nobody listens to dead men either. Not even in Tombstone.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Since the issue was still in doubt, I set up two headlines. Westerby innocent, Westerby guilty. A man who deals in death is bound to be disliked, Clay, even when he only kills wolves.
Well, killing wolves is one thing, but poisoning 400 head of cattle?
Do you really believe Winnie Joe did that?
I don't want to believe it, no, but it was his poison that killed him. That wolf bait he uses.
But what would he gain by it? There's no sense, no reason, no motive at all.
You sounded like Winnie Joe's lawyer.
Clay, Mr. Clyburn, Frank won his case. Winnie Joe's innocent. He's free.
You know, I always did favor this one. The afternoon of May 11, 1885.
Hello, Frank. I'm conferring with the client, Sheriff.
Yeah, so your wife told me. I need your help.
I'm sorry, Clay. I'm a real estate lawyer now. I establish legal claims to property in Boot Hill.
Frank, you knew Winnie Joe better than anybody in Tombstone.
Nobody else would bother.
Well, somebody bothered enough to put 3 bullets in his back. Why?
I wish I knew. Do you?
Well, maybe he knew something that he shouldn't have. Something about poisoned cattle.
Maybe so.
And maybe he passed that information on to you?
And that'll put me in danger. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's right.
Well, I don't know. Give me some time to think about it, will you, Sheriff? I'm still pretty upset.
Wait a minute, Frank. Look, that killer isn't going to give you much time to think. If Winnie Joe told you anything important...
I don't know what's important to that killer. Winnie Joe told me many things.
Well, he must have mentioned some names.
He probably did. And a lot of innocent people, too. If I started naming names, I'd make the innocent ones into suspects.
And it might save your life.
What about their life?
All right. But you better leave Tombstone for your own sake. Boot Hill's getting overcrowded.
I'll think about it. No, I can't name names. I just can't play grab bag with personal reputations.
Shooting, Sheriff. Who got it?
Frank Calloway.
Oh, he drew on you?
No, he was shot from ambush. Give me a hand, will you?
Ain't quite dead, is he?
No, not yet. Listen, never mind those gloves. Put some pressure on here. Aside.
Ever figured Frank for enemies, did you, Sheriff?
I do now.
Well, reckon one of us ought to tell his wife. I'm going that way.
I'll take care of that as soon as I get him to Doc Cunningham. Now, help me get him on the horse.
My husband's been hurt, Clay Hollister. You've no right to keep me here.
If you'll just hold your temper...
You let me by.
Now, wait a minute. Your husband is safe. He's over at the doctor's office. He's out of danger.
He's hurt. He needs me.
He needs you most right here.
I want to see Frank. Oh!
All right, now, Libby. You're going to listen to me.
I will not.
Yes, you will. Oh. There's a stage leaving for Tucson in exactly 1 hour. That'll give you time enough to pack and meet...
Tucson?
That's right, and meet Frank down at the stage depot.
Our home is right here in Tombstone.
Frank's home is going to be in Boot Hill unless you leave.
Well, then why don't you start protecting him, Sheriff?
I'm trying to.
How? By sending us to Tucson? Why don't you just send everybody to Tucson?
Libby.
Then you can hand Tombstone to all the killers and outlaws you can't
Libby.
handle. You let me away. I'm going to go see Frank.
Look, Libby, you've got to understand. Frank is safe over in the doctor's office, but the minute he sets foot on the street, bingo.
It's your job to protect him.
It takes time. I'll get the killer, but I don't want to use Frank as bait.
Bait?
That's right. You got to help me keep Frank alive.
Well, I guess I better start packing, huh?
I'll get you tickets. Round trip.
Can I join the party?
No. This time I want to make sure it's going to be right.
Sure, when there's a killing to do, it's my party.
If you'd finished, Calloway, this wouldn't be necessary.
You really think it's going to keep him quiet?
It'll help.
Just a moment.
Mrs. Calloway, I got a message for your husband.
What kind of a message? What do you think you're doing?
Hey, you got room for a couple more passengers?
Sure thing, Sheriff. Got to be special nice to people from now on.
It's a new policy.
New for me. I may be looking for another job real soon. Some talk about the railroad coming down this way.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. When's it due to happen?
Might not be long. There's some land buying out west of town. Who's the passengers?
Huh?
Who's the passengers?
Oh, the Callaways, Mr. and Mrs. They're going to Tucson.
I'll be mighty nice to them.
Good. Morning, Harris.
Morning, Clay. Well, say, how's Frank Calloway?
Oh, it's just a shoulder wound. He's going to be all right. What's this I hear about a railroad coming in?
Yeah, great thing for town. I've got a map of the proposed route.
I just heard about it this morning.
Yeah, a lot of people just heard about it this morning, including the man who's supposed to know all and tell all. I imagine the railroad's been trying to keep it quiet till they can buy up the right-of-way they need. The roadbed is going to skirt the town on the north, in this area here.
Well, I thought that was private property.
It was. From what I understand, they've bought this piece on the left and this strip over here on the far right.
Boy, somebody must have made a killing.
Yeah. The Beaumonts. Ben and Cliff, wouldn't you know?
This grazing area right in the middle. It's where the cattle were poisoned.
Mm-hmm. Eddie Cogan's land. Great terrain for a roadbed. Railroads pay the limit for flat land like that.
Well, he could use the money after losing those cattle. Does he know about this?
I don't know. But he will. The epitaph will have it today.
Well, that's funny. The railroad should buy the Beaumont land, not Cogan's. I wonder why. Can I borrow this?
All yours.
Oh, Clay. Oh, Harris. Look, I just found out about that railroad land. You were wrong about it.
Well, it happens. Even to me.
Eddie Cogan doesn't own it. He leases it from the Beaumonts.
Leases it?
That's right. A good long lease. Too long for Cliff and Ben.
Well, I'm afraid I don't follow you.
Well, look. The railroad wants that land real bad, right? The Beaumonts stand to make a fortune if they can sell it. But they can't sell it so long as Cogan has any claim to it.
Well, they can buy him out of his lease.
Or force him out. There was one thing you were right about, Harris. Winnie Joe didn't have any reason to poison those cattle. The Beaumonts had every reason in the world.
You don't know that. You need evidence.
I'll get it.
How?
Well, I don't know right off. First thing I gotta do is get the Callaways out of this shooting gallery. Lippy. Who was it? Tell me.
Clay, I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right now. It's all over.
They said it was a warning for Frank. I don't understand it. I don't know what he means.
Like I do.
We'll go to Tucson, like you say. Frank and I will go.
Why not after now? Just look. Where did he come from?
It's a man's blood. One who was here, he must have left him. I guess I put up a better fight than I thought.
Sure looks like it. Come on. To the doctor.
Oh, no, Clay, I'm all right. I just... Oh. Clay, I'm all right, thank you.
I'm so sure of that.
Yes, I am really.
You think you're well enough to make a positive identification?
Oh, Clay. Clay, don't ask me to do that, please. Don't ask me any questions about this man. Frank will be killed if I...
The afternoon of May 13, 1885.
Took you so long. To get my face fixed up. But damn, she's a wildcat. What you did to me.
Yeah, what'd you do to her?
I don't like scratches on my face.
Never mind your face. How is she?
Scared silly. She'll make sure that her husband keeps his mouth shut. Come on.
Hold it, Ben. What happened to your face? You cut yourself shaving?
Yeah, my hand slipped.
That's kind of clumsy of you. Are you wearing gloves?
Now, Clay, you know you don't wear gloves shaving.
I thought maybe you might.
That ain't Ben's glove.
No, of course it isn't. This glove belongs to the man that ransacked the Calloway house and beat up Mrs. Calloway. A real gentleman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Try it on. Try it on.
Don't do it, Ben.
You trying to accuse me of something, Hollison?
Well, if the glove fits, yes. If not, I'll offer you a public apology. You better try it on. Hold it. That's far enough. Now, pick up your brother's glove. Gonna need it for evidence. This is the same saw Winnie Joe used. I thought you'd like to know.
How's my brother?
He's dead?
Look, Sheriff. It was Ben's idea fixing those charges. He thought Winnie Joe would be convicted for sure.
Well, he wasn't. He had a pretty good lawyer. You're gonna need a better one.
May 14, 1885. There was another fresh grave on Boot Hill for Ben Beaumont.
Prisoner Clifford Beaumont, age 34, is charged with the murder of Winnie Joe Westerby, the attempted murder of Frank Calloway, and the poisoning of more than 400 head of cattle.
What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. I could have prevented this whole mess, do you know that?
How?
Winnie Joe insisted that the Beaumonts were mixed up in his case, but I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't even tell Clay about it.
Well, why not?
Principles. I was afraid of accusing innocent people.
Frank, where are you going?
I'm going to take a walk. Give my principles an airing. Do you want anything, honey?
Yes, you. And your principles.
The afternoon of May 14.
Howdy, Mr. Calloway.
Well, hello, Hank.
Now, this here Beaumont fellow, all the complaints they got against him, they're going to have to hang him with a half a dozen ropes.
He's only got one neck.
But they will hang him. I hear they can't even get nobody to defend him. Serves him right.
Not in your own private massacre, Frank?
Clay, who's defending Cliff Beaumont?
Defending him?
His lawyer, who is it?
Oh, I don't know yet. I don't think anybody in town wants anything to do with him.
Hasn't anybody been appointed yet?
No. No good lawyer would want to sit in the same cell with him.
I'll take his case.
Hey, you two'd make a fine pair.
No, I mean it, Clay. I want to defend him.
Let's go over to my office. Fight this out in private. This is the guy that shot you, Frank. You, Winnie Joe, and the devil knows how many other people.
Mm-hmm. Did he confess those shootings?
Well, that's not the point.
No, it's the point. Did he confess?
Well, no, not yet, but there's no doubt.
Well, then why bother with the trial?
What?
No, I mean it, Clay. If everybody's convinced that Cliff Beaumont's guilty, why don't we just walk into a cell right now and kill him?
Now you're talking foolish.
No, I'm not. A trial now would be just a waste of time and money. So why bother?
Well, you know better than I. It's the law.
Exactly. And the law demands a trial. And the law says that a man's innocent until proven guilty. And the law says that every man, rich or poor, bad or good, is entitled to his day in court. Here.
Where are you going?
I'm to see my client.
Not a chance.
Look, Clay. Winnie Joe Westerby was a useless old man. The only things he could do well was lie, hate, and poison wolves. Now, he was accused of something he didn't commit. But if he hadn't had a trial, a fair trial, we never would have known he was innocent.
Well, Cliff Beaumont isn't Winnie Joe. He's the guy that put that bullet in your shoulder, remember? And he stood by while his brother beat your wife.
Sure, I remember. And I hope he hangs for it. But if we have to cheat the law to punish men like Cliff Beaumont, we just better change our ways, that's all. Now, please, Clay, let me have a private...
I'm not going to let you in there alone with him. Somebody's bound to get hurt.
Only if somebody gets out of line. A prisoner has the right to a private conference with his attorney.
All right, Frank.
Hello, Cliff.
What's he doing here?
Let him tell you. I can't. If you want anything, I'll be in the office.
All right, Cowboy, what's this all about?
Well, you needed a lawyer. Nobody else wanted the job. So I volunteered.
You volunteered? Why?
I don't think you'd understand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd hock your degree to lose this case, wouldn't you?
No, on the contrary, Beaumont. If I could win your case, I'd be considered the biggest attorney in the West. Now, look, you just settle down and we'll start discussing everything. Now, there's certain things that I think I must demand.
You ain't taking any chances, are you, carrying that gun?
That's right, Beaumont. In my considered opinion, I considered you the lowest form of human life. But I learned in law school that any human being, even one like you, deserves a break in court. Now, if you'll just settle down and stop making things a little different. I guess you asked for this. Clay! Clay! I can't talk to my client in this condition.
Oh, I guess you can. Are you all right?
Oh, I feel better than I felt in days. He made a grab for my gun.
Yeah. You know, if I'd known you had that, I'd never let you back here.
Well, now, nobody could have gotten hurt. That gun isn't loaded.
All right, Counselor, you've had your moment. Conference over?
No. Here, help me get my client up off the floor. He's entitled to some rights, you know. Clay, this doesn't change anything.
Come on, boy. Good luck on your case.
I sure hope you lose.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.